Hello folks, I'm Colonel Failure and this is A Train 9 version 3. We're back once again with more progress, with expanding our city dramatically, and frankly, I think we might be on to an expandable area that can continue to be entertaining to watch. So while you've been away, I've been a bit busy. We built ourselves our first high-rise here. Look at this, over in one of the original districts. In fact, if not the... No, it's not the original district. In fact, I'm not even sure it was here. Maybe this is one the computer built. Yeah. See, it shows I'm paying attention. No, there you go. This is the one that I built. There you go. High-rise building 1. Hasn't made a profit just yet. But largely, the reason for doing this was I've got kind of a surplus of supplies at the moment, of goods resources, and I've been working to kind of put those to good use. So one of the ways that I'm doing this is by constantly redirecting the train, and we'll go and have a look at that in a moment, to make sure that it's delivering to areas that are currently either short on supplies or could do with a little bit more. But it feels very much like the original districts that I built up have kind of maxed out their original production levels. And I mean that's a good thing, but it means that I need to start working on new areas. So if we go over to our goods section here, as you can see, truck just leaving. We've got more trucks than we can actually house at the moment. We've got 5 running in and out of here, and actually you join at a time when we're almost used up all our resources, which is actually unusual. I mean, one of the reasons for high rises in the first place was that we weren't getting through all the resources. Anyway, what's the newest thing we've got going on? So as you can see, we've got growth going on just about everywhere. But here we go. This is new. Here's a tunnel. And where does it lead? Well, after we clip through, you see, it doesn't want me to clip through there. This is the new area, right? So I've built out to kind of the edge of the world. Well, it's not the edge of the world. It's kind of the edge of this section of the world, and we've actually got a new high-rise coming up here as well. Now this has an underground depot for goods storage. If we just pull that up here, you can see it. There we go. Where are we? There we are. There it is. So it's. I mean, get a good angle at least, man. There we go. See, underground. Whoever it was, Lord Commander Watchman, I think it was, probably suggested that one, and yeah, brilliant tip. Sticking the depot underground. The only downside to it is you can't see when it's full up, but that's a minor concern. Now this is actually quite a long way from our factory, so from our goods creation area. So I've actually got it serviced by 2 trucks, and they will keep it growing nicely. In fact, we should pack this area out in no time flat. I've also gone to the extent of actually building a terminal station here rather than one of the standard ones, because I didn't want a bridge that extended out into the back of beyond forever and a day. Instead, I wanted one that was a little bit more sensible. Now, the overall plan for this area is, and one of the things that I noticed, kind of reviewing what I'd done so far, is that pretty much all of the train services I've been doing up to date, and I'm sure you're aware of this too, have been running in a straight line. We basically run point to point. So if we go right to the end here, so we run from here, from this district, up to the... come on, yeah, up to the next one, and back. So it basically shuttles between the 2. We then do the same again between this one and the next, and the same again between this one and the next, and it looked like that was a pattern that was going to be continuing, and that's not what I had in mind. So instead, what I've done, or in addition, what I'm currently working on, is that this terminal here will deliver trains out in 2 directions. So it will go onto the opposite side of the track to the one we're currently running passenger services on, over to this district, and then equally we'll run out this way as well. So we've got this, what's the best way of describing it? This kind of left-hand spur, as we look at it from this direction, is already running, Obviously, weekdays only, 7:30 till 10 p.m. Those seem to be the prime times. So it heads out, hits this station, hits the end of the line, comes back in the opposite direction. Pretty straightforward stuff. It's making some cash. It's not making, you know, masses of money at the moment, but you know, it's doing okay. So this area is this kind of end of this landscape that we're on. If I can remember, what's the big map button? No. Big map. No. That's fun. I didn't even. You can tell how often I press these buttons. That's actually quite a fun button to. Oh, actually, that's a very fun button. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. Let's just leave that up. Yeah. Okay. So there's oh no, there it is. Big button. Big button. There we are. So as you can see, this land area here, we've kind of filled in this top area. We've got a bit of space there, but hopefully that will backfill a little once I move my development attention elsewhere. So I think we'll build another district in here somewhere, and then probably another chain going around like that. And then we need to figure out how we get over onto this other island section. I do want to fill in the entire map. Now I think I'm going to bump into the maximum number of vehicles cap before then. At which point it will just be a case of figuring out the smartest way to make use of those vehicles. Right, where are we? Okay, coming up on 7 a.m. So can we follow number 4? No, hold on. Let's bring up the actual trains, and then let's train window it. There we go. So here we go. So this is the one out in the new area. Sadly, we're not going to go through the tunnel. Waiting for this skyscraper to get itself built. Pretty good stuff. Here we go. Now. Yes. There we go. So we come on to effectively the main line here, pulling into the next district. Stopping for about 40 minutes and then pushing on again. Now, at the moment, these two end districts, which are serviced by, I think, 3 and 4 on the trains list. See, I mean, we're not filling these trains to capacity, at all. But every train service we're running is making a profit, and that's the bit that really matters. So here we go. So we've reached the. Have we reached the end? Here we go. We've reached the end of the line, and we're coming back in the opposite direction again. It's all rather good. I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm starting to use trucks now as kind of. Trickle in resource method, and that's also working reasonably well. It means that all of the different districts have got resources available to them at all times. There we go. So there we go, straight into the terminal, and here comes a goods train. Right, let's leave the train window here and zoom ourselves back out again. So at the moment, the goods train is delivering resources enough to build up this high-rise, which hopefully will make us a bit of cash. Everything's making us a bit of cash at the moment. Generally speaking, we are making some profit, and here come the trucks in now. So they're going to pull into this truck stop. Perhaps, obviously. Yeah, everything's making us a bit of cash. We're still not quite at the point where we can relax about having to have. I'm going to just shrink you back down again. Let's get you out of the way. Where we can relax about the amount of profit we're making. We still run a deficit pretty much every year, particularly with subsidiary costs. You know, they make good profit, and as such, you get taxed fairly heavily on those. So. We're getting there, but it's not self-sufficient yet. I think probably, hopefully, by the time we hit kind of the 10 train mark, we should be self-sufficient for money, and I won't have to exploit the stock market quite so often. There we go. Okay, right. Where are we here? I probably ought to name these, shouldn't I? So that we actually have some point of reference. So let's find the end of the line, and that can be District 1, despite the fact it's the newest, well, it's the second newest arrival. So here we go. Let's give this a title. District 1. Thank you. If anybody's got suggestions for slightly more swanky names for these, I am all ears. But at the moment, just giving them district names seems to do the job. It means we can have a District 13 at some point, which is you know, a bit of a pop culture reference. District 3. Now, further on in this playthrough, I'm hoping to start to put some, you know, properly complex schedules together for trains. You know, what I'd quite like is to have only 4. Zoom out. No, you've got 5. You've got 5. You've missed one. There's 3. Right. There's 2. Oh, this should be okay. Right. Well, we'll give it a name here. Yeah, I want to try and get a relatively complex timetable running from at least one station, so that you get a fairly flawless interaction of trains coming and going from that one station. Now, historically, if you've watched me play through this in the past, you will know that I have not had the maximum success trying such things in the past. In fact, I think it's fairly safe to say I've had maximum failure trying such things in the past. But that's not going to stop me giving it another go, and hopefully coming up with the goods. What's wrong with you? Why are you at a deficit for the day? Let's go to the train. Actually, let's just go for follow. Oh, okay. So you're being, and this is a problem I've got at the moment, is that this super speedy commuter train, which is all aglow, is cannibalising some of the passengers from other services. Mine is carrying 18 this time. You're going to make the big bucks off that, aren't you? But, you know, profitable for the day, that's okay. But I don't like unprofitable services. Just makes me mad. Yeah, so okay, so that's lost a bit of money because it's being cannibalised. Let's have a look at our truck services. So as you can see, it's I mean, they only run till 10 p.m. And largely this is so that they're only running while the factories are actually switched on. And obviously we don't run at weekends. Ooh, you couldn't drop everything off. We were running 5 trucks in total, so the last one, when it appears, which should be presently, we'll have to park on the outside. Okay, nothing's going to happen for a couple of days, so I'm going to just whip us forward a little and see if we can't bypass the weekend. Where's that other truck got to? Where has that other truck got to? Well, none of them are moving. Maybe it's being held. Oh, there we go. There he is. Whoa! Ease down, ease down, ease down. Goodness me. Right. Okay. There we go. Back in business. So yeah. So trucks are making sure that all of my my depots are topped up, basically, so that any district that wants to expand has the facilities, has the goods available to do so. Over time, that will possibly be less vital. Actually, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to go to do something useful. Right, I'm going to put a quick look like stop following him. Thank you. I'm going to put a bus service in on my new district. Just because I had a thought about how that was going to work. Now, this is a terminal, so I'm assuming that the terminal building here is where passengers are going to want to arrive. So if we, let's go for bus stops here. Let's go for just a roadside bus stop. Were you happy there? No, it's got one of those kind of half-bridge efforts going on. Right, we'll put one there, and then we'll put one over here. And we'll put one over here. Oh yeah, right next to the high rise. That's a great place for it. Yeah, one of the things that actually, you know, it bothers me a little bit about the game is it's the lack of AI traffic and the difficulty with which you can actually get roads laid out well. It feels almost as though the scale's not perfect. If that makes sense. I mean, if we zoom right in here, I mean, look, this is a, you know, relatively simple single track road, and there's some houses and what have you, but zoom. Okay, maybe that's just hard to explain, but it just doesn't feel quite right to me. Okay, now let's get this the right way around. So let's bus up. Get me a bus. Commuter bus, please. Let's go for white buses here. Thank you. And we'll have 2 of them. Alright, now we're only going to work from one side of the road here because the trucks pull in on that side, as you saw just now, and they do have a wait to unload order kind of set. So I'm going to run these 2 guys in... I don't want to, though. I want to run them on both sides of the road, ideally. Shouldn't make any difference. People can cross the road. Right. Okay, fine. Where are we? People drive on the left. Right. Timetable assistant. Okay. Stop for... where should we have the first pickup? We'll have the first pickup out here for this one. So stop for 30 minutes. Now this might be a little close. We'll go weekdays only. Might be a little... No, we'll go daily with this one. For reasons that will become clear. Right, straight on. So by staying on this side of the road, we shouldn't get held up by trucks. We'll turn left here, thank you very much. And this one will set a departure time, and as ever, we'll go 7 a.m. with a, what should we say, 45-minute stop? All right. Last bus at 10. Thank you. This one's weekdays only. Okay, right. Away you go. Obviously, it's now going to sit there until the morning. Right, let's just gently ease it through till 7 a.m. so we can finish it off. There we go. Right. Right turn, please. And then we'll have a 30-minute stop, which is what we did before. That's fine. So basically what I'm doing with this this particular kind of bus route is, let's turn right, is I'm making sure that the only place that it will stop with any level of permanence is at its home stop, which is the one over the other side. That way, when I place the other one, which I will surely do in just a moment, straight on, and that should be everything you need. Yep, 30-minute stop. There we go. Straight to the next one. Good. Yeah, right, you're done. Okay, now, actually, I think if I put this other bus down, I think it might be overkill for this particular route. Well, there's an easy way to find out, isn't there? Well, hold on, look. There's an easy way to find out. Just watch and see if we're making profit on the one we're running now. Because signs point to no. Now, if we look at our other bus services, I mean, they make a piddling amount of money, but they do make money. I mean, look at this one. It's like, $1. No, not even. It's like 40 cents ahead of its costs at present. So, being excessive with buses is not recommended. Actually, it's coming close. And frankly, I think it will help fuel a little extra demand. So, I'm going to send this one the other way. Oh, nuts, I should have put the timetable system. Left turn, please. And straight over. No, not straight over. I want you to stop for half an hour. Passengers on off every day. Yep. Straight on. Don't worry about the fact that the other one's queuing up behind it. That should only be an issue this time around. Left. This one, stop for half an hour. And that way, with them kind of having their rest point at either end of the city, it should mean that we don't have the two of them running in tandem, because that really won't help us at all. Here we go, straight over and right. That way this one is actually running on both sides, which is helpful. Right, and this one has your departure time of 7 AM. I did say the other one was 7 AM, didn't I? I can't remember. It shouldn't matter. Right, there we go. Weekdays only, getting on and off, half an hour stop, 7 AM, 10 PM. Marvellous. Okay, right, good. Boss routes. Marvellous. Love it. Absolutely terrific. Now, all being well, those will make... I mean, you know, buses don't make an awful lot of cash. Trucks do all right. I mean, they make, what, about 3K every time they do a drop-off? You know, that's pretty respectable. It certainly outweighs the costs that they pick up. Now, I mean, trains, you know, you pack a full goods train out and drop it off, you're making the serious cash. And that's you know, decidedly helpful. Right, actually, let's go to our keep an eye on both of them and see if this glorious system is going to pay off. Certainly looks to be. That's not bad at all. Okay, good. Right, that's gonna wrap it up for this time. I'm going to continue expanding. Do let me know if you know you kind of like this approach where I've largely got things up and running and then just walk you through it, or whether you want to see some more construction going on. The problem with the construction stuff is once you've got things built, you then need to spend the time allowing it to build up before anything happens, and that time is best spent by hitting the fast forward button, which I know from previous comments is somewhat nausea-inducing as a viewing experience. So I want to avoid that if possible, but do let me know. Your feedback is very welcome. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Please do subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch up with you in the very near future. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.
Listen.